Hey everybody, and hey to all you vertebrates out there. Isaac Wilkins, BeyondTheBarbell.com, coming to you on a Friday night, and I'm just, kicking back and wanted to kind of shoot a little video to show you what I'm up to. And right now what I'm up to is I'm making dinner. So I want to talk a little bit about that, a little bit about nutrition, all that good stuff. Hopefully you can hear me. I got some fish going in the background here. Watch this. Huh? Fish. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I haven't really made it too public, but I'm in kind of the middle of a transformation contest with some of the other guys in my mastermind group. So shout out to you HTKA boys here that are going to be watching this. And also, I'm looking forward to kicking all y'all's ass. But getting back to a transformation contest, basically what I'm doing is I'm totally changing my body. And now in my case, that means I'm dropping some body fat because, well, what can I say? I got a little bit lazy, had a couple injuries, and didn't really watch the diet too well, so I'm a little fatter than I like. In some guys' cases, it's going to be gaining muscle mass. But no matter what the goal is, whether it's gaining muscle mass or losing fat, the training in the gym definitely plays a part. But the biggest factor in whether you're going to succeed or not is going to be your diet. It's what you cram down into your pie hole, or what you don't cram down, as the case may be. Well, the thing with all that is, most people, when they start making any sort of a major diet change, they get on some old school bodybuilder stuff where they talk about eating dry chicken breasts, green beans, and that's about it for about 16 weeks. Oh, and usually there's some cans of tuna in there. You know what? And I gotta be honest, that sucks. I've done it. It just sucks. It's not fun. But the thing is, did I just say is? Anyway, disregard that. But the thing is that it doesn't have to be that way. If you learn some of the basics of cooking, then you can make some killer, healthy meals that are going to be supportive to your goals in the gym, your body, all that good stuff. And like I've said many, many times, guys, ladies love a dude that can cook. And the dude that can cook, do it well, and make it healthy, because girls always eat the vegetables that, we try to avoid. That can do that, man, you're in there, you know what I'm talking about. So, I was looking around for some good recipes, right? And I'm not ashamed to admit it, I look at recipes. But I happen to look into, right down here beside me, one of the coolest cookbooks that I have ever seen. And my friend Mo sent this up to me. She did it. She made it. And I'm going to show it to you here. I've got a link down below. Buy that shit. It is not an affiliate link. I don't get a dime. I'm going to tell you right now, and after I show it to you, you're going to agree this thing's awesome. For starters, it's called the Squeaky Gourmet. Good, clean food. Bam. There it is. Now, Mo comes from a health and fitness background, so she's got all kinds of cool stuff on here. In addition to a great recipe, she actually shows all the nutrition facts for it. Hopefully you guys saw that. Simple recipes, good nutrition facts, laid out really cool. And you know what the number one best thing on it that sold me was? Check this out. See the cover? Yes, that's right. That's a Chef Ducky. Now, I'm going to let you know a little secret. A little Isaac Kitchen secret. Come over here with me. Come over to the stove. Look at this. Oh my, that's right. I have a Chef Ducky. So when I saw that, I knew we were in there. Alright, well what we're going to do today is we're going to make this awesome, quick recipe. Turkey burgers with sweet and sour onions. I'm going to get into it here in a second. Check it out. Alright, now we're going to make these turkey burgers with sweet and sour onions, right? Now Mo, threw it down. She understands guys. She understands how guys cook. She understands guy food. Like, I'm not trying to eat some little grilled chicken salad with cutesy stuff on it. No, I want a burger. It's Friday night and I want a burger, right? So, simple, good, tasty burgers. We're going to start with this. First of all, Mo, as I said, she understands guys, but I think that perhaps she was trying to play to both sides of the fence, because she started out with 1 pound of green, wow, don't get the green turkey, jeez. 1 pound of lean ground turkey. Looks like that. But honestly, I'm a guy, so 1 pound's not going to be good enough. I'm going to go ahead and make 3 pounds of it. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to make a lot of burgers. After that, we're going to use half an onion, which I already diced up, planning ahead. We're going to throw in some turkey sausage. Now, my supermarket that I went to kind of sucks, so I couldn't get like a good turkey sausage. Instead, I ended up with turkey linked sausage, Italian sausage. Cut that up, did a little prep work, got loose sausage out of it. We're going to throw in 1/8 of a tablespoon of sage, some Worcestershire sauce, onion and herb blend, basil, garlic powder, and some salt and pepper. I'm going to whip it up here real quick. Going to show mixing around, and then we're going to be good to go. Alright, so we're going to start. We're going to open up the turkey. Chop, chop. Alright, now I'm going to throw in the onions, which I prepped ahead of time, because nobody wants to watch me sit there and dice up a bunch of onions. Alright, from there, in goes the turkey sausage, which doesn't look very appetizing after I tore it up, but, you know, trust me, it'll be alright. Okay, now we add all the little stuff. I'm going to start with the Worcestershire sauce. She says 5 shakes. Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby, that's what I'm talking about. A little bit more. There you go. That sounds like 5 shakes. Now remember, I'm tripling this recipe. So we're going to go a lot on some of this stuff. Which, by the way, one good shake deserves another, you know what I'm saying? Alright. 1/8 of a teaspoon of rubbed sage. Now a little bit of the rubbed sage is going to go a long way. So even though I'm tripling the recipe here, I'm just going to use a little bit. Alright, garlic powder. Again, we're looking at 1 teaspoon while I'm tripling that recipe. So I'm going to use a little bit more here. I don't know if you guys can see this. Honestly, I suck at this camera stuff, but we're going to roll with it. A little bit of basil action. Bam. 2. And 3. Good. Alright, now I got the onion and herb blend seasoning. Mrs. Dash. Mrs. Dash always treats me right. Sodium free. All that good stuff. You know how it is. Mrs. Dash and I, we got a thing going on. That's all it takes sometimes to spice up a little bit of chicken breast. Something like that. We're going to hit that right there. Right there. And right there. Good. Alright, now I'm going to go get my hands in this, mix it up, and we'll go to work. Alright, now, I've mixed up all the turkey stuff, all that stuff, into just this like big wad of ground up turkey, nasty looking stuff. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the patties. I'm obviously not going to have you watch me make every friggin' patty because I don't think you're that bored on a Friday night. But, to show you the basics of how I do it, we're going to put it on the plate right there. I understand this is a Christmas plate, it's not Christmas time, but again, I'm a dude, that's what we do. So, I'm going to rock that out, watch how I make a patty real quick. Probably your mom should have touched that a long time ago, but just in case she didn't, I got you covered. Alright, I'm going to get a good sized wad of this turkey, get my hands right up in it. Roll it around, make a ball. Flatten it out. Now, ground turkey is going to be a little bit softer than ground beef. You're used to that. So, your patties, they will cook up firm, but they will feel soft to the touch. Now that's a beautiful thing right there. Now, I like a little bit bigger chunks of onion, so that's why I cut them that thickness. But if you want your onions smaller, dice them up smaller. Alright, let me knock this out. Be right back with you. Alright, back at you. Okay, turkey patties are all made. Got all that done. Check them out. That's a beautiful thing right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pan going, put a little olive oil in it. I'm going to put a few of the patties in, get them going. Mo says cook them for 25 minutes or until they're done. You know, that's one of those things over medium heat. That's one of those things that's a little bit up to you, but honestly, ground poultry, if I were you, I would make sure that stuff is done. You know, 165 degrees, use a meat thermometer. Don't mess around with the poultry. Don't mess around with the ground meats. You can cook a steak a little on the rare side, but raw chicken, raw turkey, that's not good. That's asking for some trouble. So, we're going to get that going here. Got my pan. Move the camera around here. What we're going to do is we're going to light that stove up. Oh, there's my hand lighting that stove up. We're going to get into medium heat, a little on the low side. Some olive oil. Trader Joe's hooking it up. Man, look, Trader Joe's, come to Bangor so I don't have to drive my happy ass to Boston or Portland to get some basic stuff. The stuff is awesome. Come to Bangor. Alright, a little cheap plug there. Little olive oil in that. Alright, that pan's heating up for me here. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to move that oil just around a little bit. Because the other half of the recipe was her sweet onion mix is going to go on top of this. And, okay, I'm not going to lie, I've made this before. Man, it's awesome. So, I get one of my big, fat, beautiful burgers right there. Woo! You hear that? That's goodness happening right now. Alright, what can I say? I just got a little bit chubby when I heard that sound. That probably was a little bit of an overshare, but you know what? You're watching this far, you deserve it. Alright, I got 3 of those in there. They're going to start cooking. It's going to take at least 20 minutes. We'll let that go a little bit. I'm going to flip them about halfway through. But right now, we're going to start on the sweet onions. Alright, got my dandy little cast iron pan, which is not hot, by the way. Put that there. And, okay, what we need is a red onion. I'm going to slice that up real quick, nice and thin. Got the olive oil that we had before. We got some salt, a little pepper in there, and a little bit of the balsamic vinegar, which is right here. And my roommate grows these hot peppers, right? Right here, I crushed one up. Okay, these are like the burn you at both ends and make you hate him even more than when he funks up the bathroom hot peppers. So, I didn't go too overboard with it. I'm just going to crush up one and put that in there. Alright, time for that onion. Now what I'm doing with the onion, So I'm just going to cut it in half real quick. I'll show you guys how to julienne an onion real fast. Cut it in half, lay it down, nice and flat, look like this. And then take the knife and just cut little slices. My father is a professional chef. Right now, he's going to probably watch this video and he's going to scream at what I do. But you know what? For a dude in the kitchen doing his thing, this is how it is. Alright, so we got that nice and cut up fine, little slices. Those are going to go on top of the burger, so if it's easy for you to think about that, that's what you need to think about. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pan we talked about. I'm going to get it over here. And again, I'm going to put a low heat on it. Now, we want not a lot of heat, because these are going to be softening down. So again, I'm going to hit it with the old olive oil. And don't be afraid to be liberal with the olive oil. Relatively healthy fat. You don't want your stuff burned into the pan. If you're cooking a lot of stuff like me, it's going to be there a while anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this in, mix that stuff up. We'll check it in a second. Alright, we're looking at the onions. They're in there. They're starting to heat up a little bit. So now we're going to go ahead and add everything else. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stir these around a little bit, get a little bit of that olive oil on them. Oop, there we go. Just kind of coat them down a little bit. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some salt on them. You don't want to go crazy with sodium. You know, again, we hit that Mrs. Dash, and like I said, Mrs. Dash and I, or Mrs. Dash and me, as the song goes, me and Mrs. Dash, I don't know, whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, we got a thing going on, but go ahead and put some salt in those onions, because what that's going to do, that's going to help sweat them down just a little bit. Help them break down some. There we go. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add those devil flakes that I was talking about before. And I know I'm going to bite into a big chunk of that son of a bitch. I'm going to curse my roommate. He's going to giggle like a little schoolgirl too. I know he is. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit it. Grab that. Want a couple of tablespoons rather, balsamic vinegar in there, and what that's going to do is that's going to help sweeten that up, add a little bit of sour, and really help break that down, add a little bit of liquid. And I've been doing this for a while, so I'm going to be pretty close to my measurement here. Awful precise and stuff. You like how I did that? That's how I keep it precise. Mo, I know you approve. Alright. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to saute this up. Try to do it nice and slow. Take 10-15 minutes so those onions get good and soft so they're ready to cover up those burgers. And we will see you then. Alright, cooking time is done. These turkey burgers are finished. Check them out right here. Bam! That, my friends, is Friday night man food. Lean, healthy, good for you, and it is going to be awesome. Check out these onions I got to go on top of them. You know, let's look. Here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. Oh, onions. Onions up in the spatula. And bam. Right there. All over the burgers. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit more. Excellent. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to steam up a bunch of broccoli and asparagus to go with this. That way I'm going to have good fiber, get my vegetables in, some flavor. I'm going to have awesome lean protein, some onions, some good stuff in there. This meal is going to be awesome. It's like a Friday night killer meal. And guess what? Sticking with my diet, winning the transformation contest, crushing the hell out of all the other HDKA guys. That's right, I'm talking to you, Paul Reddick. I'm talking to you, John Gaglione. You know what's up. So, for the rest of the reference here, we're looking at Squeaky Gourmet by Maureen Jeanson, my friend Mo. Check it out. Bam. Remember, Squeaky Gourmet, Chef Ducky. That's what I'm talking about, Chef Ducky. Why? Because Chef Ducky approves. That's right. Isaac Wilkins, Beyond the Barbell. Live your life the way you want to. Strength is skill. I'm out of here. I'm going to go enjoy some food. Have a good one.